YouTubers and reptile freaks. I'm over at my buddy's house, and we've got this pump assembly set up. Here's his pool. It's roughly 1,000 gallons, somewhere right in there. And we've got some catfish and some random fish in here. But I've got the pump set up in the corner. I set the barrel up. I filled it up with lava rock. Everything's ready to go. We're ready to turn this thing on. So it's like a reminder: the water goes up through this pipe, through the strainer in the pump, up through the pump, up through this pipe, past the heating element. Once it goes past the heating element, we don't have the heating element hooked up right now, but we're going to hold off on that till it cools back off again. But it goes past to like a control valve, a flow valve, back into the top. So I've got the water exits through a couple socks, and it goes to some pillow material right in this section. And then the water goes down all the way down to the very bottom of the barrel, exits at the bottom of the pipe, and comes back up through the lava rock, and the water will pour back into the pond through these two pipes. So, okay, so it's running right now. You can see the water flowing. Water's coming out. It's starting to really pick it up now. Now we're just waiting for the water to come rise up out of this lava rock. Oh, here it comes. Now we tried to... What's up, YouTubers and reptile freaks? We're going to do an update video of this filtration system I kind of put together a couple weeks ago. And kind of give you the rundown of how it's working and the problems I'm having with it. So it's cleared up the water really well, but the issue I'm having now is the way I built it is the surface area of my mechanical filtration isn't large enough. So what's happening is my mechanical filtration is doing what it's supposed to do, but it's clogging up with me. So what's happening is my water is overflowing past this pipe right here and it's pouring back into the center of the barrel. So I'm going to kind of rework things a little bit here to try to fix this problem. Okay, you can probably hear me a little bit better now. It's pretty noisy in here, so I'll kind of do the rundown again. So the pump's working good. It's been running non-stop. I haven't had any issues with it. The problem that I'm having is I've thought that the surface area of the mechanical filtration, which was going to be right in here, was large enough, but it's doing what it's supposed to. It's picking up all the solids out of the water from the fish. But what's happening is it's picking up so much that the water is rising past the top of this. So I had to kind of cobble this together to try to I don't know how to explain it. I didn't know how far up the water level was going to rise, so I added all this stuff and it's still pouring over the side. So what I'm going to do is remove all this stuff here, and I'm going to trim this piece down to where it's about 2 inches above the top of the barrel, and I'm going to add this barrel right here, and I'm going to have like a little grid down in the bottom. It'll space this up off the bottom probably 4 inches or so, and then right above this grid I'm going to put a bunch of pillow stuffing. So hopefully that'll fix my problem. Okay, so here, before this used to flow out of here and straight into that center pipe, but what I tried to do is I added this elbow and this little piece here and drilled a bunch of holes in it, and I tried to make basically a filter sock with some pillow stuffing and some other stuff to try to catch some of that debris before it went in through the center pipe, and that helped a little bit, but it's still not enough. Alright guys, I'm ready to turn this thing back on. So we just went from the area of that 6-inch pipe to the area of this barrel. It's just barrel's about 18 inches wide, so quite a bit more surface area. Got a bunch of batting in there, so hopefully this will fix our issue, or my issue I was having with the flow of this thing, increasing the area of the pre-filter or the mechanical filtration. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's pretty noisy here with all the water and pumps running and all that stuff. It's back on. She's starting to prime up. So hopefully this will flow like I want it now. We'll see what happens. Okay, one thing I noticed with this is the flow there's more pressure coming out on this side, on the right side, than the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to drill these holes starting from about halfway going back towards the pump. I'm going to drill the holes a little bit larger and a little bit larger and see if I can get a little more flow out of this left side. So try to balance it out a little bit. Alright, so I drilled them holes and that really didn't make any difference at all. So what I'll do next is I'll probably take some tape, like electrical tape, and tape it on this right side. Try to push some of the flow back to that side where it's balanced a little bit better. So it is what it is. Alright, so pretty much everything is done so far. It seems like it's working alright. So we went from a 6-inch pipe that had the mechanical filtration in it, about that much, about that big around and about that thick, to the size of this barrel. So it's got, an area inside about that large. And I've got about that much batting in here, so it goes from about here to here is all mechanical filtration. So I peek down below where that shelf is, and the water level is right down in here, so it's not really backing up at all, which is good. So time will tell. So I'll give it a few days and keep an eye on it, and hopefully this will solve the problem and it'll be able to run full flow the entire time. So before I change all this out, we had to close the valve down to where it was just barely cracked open, where there's just barely any water coming through it. But now it's flowing full power. So anyway, it is what it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Alright, so I'm going to redo that. It's super noisy in here, and it's kind of hard to hear with the camera on the tripod and me standing back here. So everything's done now, and we went from about, let's see, hang on, that was my mechanical filtration before. It's like pillow stuffing. I had this much, and I had a small filter sock on the pump to this barrel. So the barrel is about 18 inches in diameter. So I pulled back some of the filter media I had in here, and the water levels right in here, which is right at the very top of that pipe that I cut. So the flow, you know, it's not backing up at all. So time will tell. Seems to be doing all right, but we'll give it a few days and see what happens, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.